Hey there, beautiful. My name is Melissa, and I am also known as the Taropist. And this is going to be a tarot card reading for the collective. Guys, I'm going to timestamp the beginning of the reading down in the pinned comment below so that you can jump over this entire introduction here if you'd like to. For those of you who have been here before, I completely understand. For those of you who have not, or for those of you who just want to listen, welcome and welcome back. I'm again Melissa, also known as the Taropist, and anything that you would need to know about myself or the channel, you can find either in the description box below, the channel description, or of course, you can always check out my community tab. Guys, I also have a website you can check out, which is www.thetaropist.com. And that is where you will be booking. I shouldn't even be saying that anymore because I'm pretty sure I'm closing my readings, my Zoom and FaceTime readings on June 12th will be the last day that I do readings. So you would need to book, within or in advance of that within, I cannot say within 24 hours in advance is what I'm trying to say. This is crazy. So basically, June 12th will be the last day. So June 11th will be the last day that you can book. Okay. And I will keep my pre-recorded readings and email readings available. Those are listed in the description box below, as well as my email address. You can just book those through my email address. You will just pay the payment through the Cash App or PayPal that is listed below, for whichever reading you choose. And then you would send the receipt of the payment along with the questions that you have. Okay. Guys, we are, by the way, this reading isn't going to resonate for everyone. If you are wanting me to be more likely to pick up on your energy, guys, do make sure that you're engaging with the channel in some way. Okay, this is a form of energy transference, and it does make a huge difference. I know from personal experience in engaging with other channels. That I almost can't miss the readings on those channels. They are almost always have some messages in them for me. When I do subscribe to the channel, like the videos, comment on the videos, and even, give monetary support to the videos or the creators. Okay. So, by the way, the most powerful and my personal favorite way to exchange energy here, guys, is by actually subscribing to the channel. Okay. And if you are going to subscribe to the channel and you would like to be notified when I do upload or go live, go ahead and click that little bell notification icon to all. And we are going to dive right in here to the reading. We are going to start out with the Moonology Oracle. Believe in the impossible. Okay. Feels like miracles. Miracles. There's a miracle coming. It does feel like health, by the way, and I don't usually do a lot of health. So there's some sort of, I want to say this isn't going to be for everybody. And I never get messages like this. So please believe me. There's something that maybe was diagnosed and misdiagnosed is actually the energy that's coming out here. So believe in the impossible. It's like there's no miraculous cure for this incurable thing that you think you have, or this, it feels more like they misdiagnosed you, which is not shocking to me. But of course, I am not a medical doctor. So always, again, somebody's going to get that news. Okay. And that's not going to be the whole reading because I refuse to do an entire medical reading. But that's a side note for somebody who is listening. And of course, always find yourself a holistic doctor that you trust, because those are the only ones almost that you can trust these days. But certainly there's something going on that almost, I want to say the blood work was, this is so interesting because it's bringing up a situation where it looks like my liver enzymes were skyrocketing, and my liver wasn't in great shape, but it was because I was actually entering ketosis at the time of the actual blood work. Something like that, where you may have been entering into ketosis or doing something fasting, or fasting is usually good for blood work, but there is something about, it's not that you got the wrong person's blood work. It's that it was just abnormally high at the time of the blood work because of something you were doing in your personal life. And by the way, just getting new blood work is what they're saying. So I hope that works for you. And I don't know what this means, but that's a side note. Okay. Back to the real reading, which is believe in the impossible, and it's time to release negativity. Okay. Yeah. Now, for whoever this is for, this feels more like somebody wanting to give up on their dreams because they don't think it's possible. And I just want to say it says believe in the impossible, surrender to the divine. It's like, I don't want you to believe in the impossible. I want you to believe that nothing is impossible. Okay. I hope that makes sense. And a time for healing. So there is something that needs to be healed here. And it is, probably something in, I'm going to say childhood, but anything. Often our own school systems really shame us into believing that something's, maybe we were thought outside of the box and we didn't think mainstream. So that gives us, those of us who are gifted or different in spiritual ways, certainly gives us a really hard battle to fight right out the gate in like starting at 5 years old, because we do things quite differently. We think quite differently. And the way that we might be brilliant is not appreciated or even perceived as brilliant for, the probably an entirety of our school career. So that's what this feels like. Somebody who maybe was very brilliant in a very different way. I'm getting Aquarian energy. You could be an Aquarius, or just that sort of march to the beat of your own drum energy, that was not appreciated when it absolutely should have been. Okay. And it's honestly, it's almost like it's got you feeling, okay, it's like maybe there's an opportunity here, by the way, that feels mainstream. It feels like a big opportunity. It feels like a very decent opportunity here. It's like you're not interested in it because there's two stories coming through. Okay. Something about you're not interested in it because um it's mainstream. And then there's another where there is an opportunity for you to do something that you do love, but you're afraid of doing it, or you're not allowing yourself to feel excited about it or feel joy with it. A, because you don't think it can succeed, and B, because you were always taught that whatever this is that you're great at is weird. Okay. Okay, first of all, it says you still have people in your life that are supporting that notion that you're weird, or that the what you love is impractical or irrational even. So they're asking you to set some boundaries here, right? Do you need to cut every single person off who doesn't believe in you? I think for now, while you're doing the healing, it's important that you walk away from anything that is causing this pain to be re-triggered from your childhood. So much standing your ground energy. What I want to say is that you have a very big, very beautiful opportunity to do what it is that you actually love. That it's something that is going to be very stable and last a lifetime, because it is what you love. You won't burn out on this. You'll feel passionate about it, and the divine will continuously fuel you with passion towards whatever this is. However, you can't have a bunch of people around you telling you that it's nonsense or that it doesn't make sense, because it doesn't make sense for them. These people were not built to do whatever it feels very unique. I have no idea what it is that you do, but you were specifically built for it. It's not just a quirk or something's wrong with you. It was like if the creator sat and designed you specifically for this role in this world, and it is going to be very beneficial for those that come into contact with your work, whatever it is. But they're asking you to take space. I'm not saying cut everybody off, take space from anyone who is kind of feeding you with the notion that whatever this is weird, or that it's like not just that it's weird, but like that you're weird for thinking that you can make a living out of it, or that you're irresponsible. Maybe you're a parent and they're like, no, you can't do that and be a parent at the same time. You're being irresponsible as a parent, or something like that. It's not even like they're saying you suck, or they're not being so obvious. They're kind of like sneak shaming you about this thing that you're very passionate and very good at, by the way, and very passionate about. So it's saying here there's a strong need for you to walk away from, take space from anything that isn't fueling your desire to do what it is that you absolutely love. Okay. Anything that is trying to talk you out of doing what you love is not for you, at least not at this time. There is going to be a time, by the way, when you've healed from all of this childhood shame, it feels like, and that is coming into your now. It's like the moment you start standing up for yourself in this, and being, very stand your ground about whatever this is, and start standing up to those who are still trying to get you to feel ashamed of it, you start protecting the little you that was being shamed by people that you couldn't protect yourself from at that time. Okay. And then you start to it's like you're building your own self-confidence, your own worth, and then you're going to be able to be very successful. Again, I feel like this opportunity is already here for you. I feel like you're just not grabbing onto it or pouring into it or taking it seriously because you believe people when they say whatever this is isn't can't be serious. It can be. It's for you. You're built for it. This is the world is always going to try to talk you out of something that they didn't think of first. Okay. Because yeah, they didn't think of it. They don't have anything like that. So there's a lot of people in this world that were meant to sit and fit into this very mundane routine and this monotonous lifestyle that we have going on. And then there were people who are gifted and who are here to actually wake those people up in some sort of fashion, some sort of way. And whatever it is that you're feeling called to do is your contribution to that, to helping people see the reality instead of what we've been taught was a reality. Okay. I hope this makes sense for you. I am going to get an energy oracle card because I always try to skip those. Just to close the reading here, but it feels very powerful. But it does feel like they're asking you to take space from anything and anyone that is making you feel like whatever it is you're brilliant at and feel passionate about isn't good enough or serious enough for you to do. Okay. There is a way for you to monetize this and make it a very serious thing. And it doesn't need to make sense to anyone but you. Okay. It's not supposed to make sense. And by the way, it will make sense to plenty of people who also feel like they don't make sense to the world. There's a demographic of people who are going to be, benefit from this greatly because they also felt like they were an outcast or they didn't fit in or they, whatever this is that you're doing, it's not mainstream and there's not a lot of, it's not necessarily high in demand or anything, but because of the lack of work being done in this area, it is going to be in high demand because there are a lot more people out there that are going through this or needing this work, whatever this is. I have no idea what this is. Man holding a coin. It's going to be very lucrative as well. They want me to mention here. And then it's like, I don't want to say, I'm going to say it's going to be very lucrative. There could be somebody who decides to invest in whatever this is, somebody who maybe was too afraid, somebody with money, by the way, who was too afraid to come out doing this work. By the way, it could be in the medical field and it could be going against the medical field, but you're in the medical field. I just want to throw that out there because of my first weird thing going on here. You might be a medical professional that is seeing things differently from the rest of the medical world and it goes against everything you ever learned. That's a possibility. That doesn't have to be this, by the way, but there's going to be somebody who sees this also, by the way, but they're very financially stable, wealthy is what I want to say, and they will want to invest in this as well. Okay, because it's just like you'll be surprised with the amount of people waiting for somebody like you to start doing whatever this is, this work that you're doing. Okay, I hope that makes sense for you. I am going to close the reading there. In a general sense, this is going to be very lucrative for you. I can see that, but you are going to have to fight past. So it's like, please heal from this shame because you can't kind of walk into something very, you're going to have a lot of opposition when you're trying to change the way the world sees something that we've been conditioned to see it. Okay. So there's going to be a need for you to be able to stand your ground, in which case you're going to have to believe what you're saying. And if you don't believe what you're saying, they're going to easily be able to sway you on what you're saying. Okay. But what you're saying is going to help the world heal. And I don't know exactly what, again, that could be in the medical profession, but that could be anywhere. So whatever it is that you have to offer this world that is very different is going to help many, many people, many more people than you even could see or imagine or fathom at this time. But you have to believe what you're saying. So get solid, grounded, get anything out of your way that is pulling you back from believing in yourself, and then really start doing things, walking away from those connections, people, places, and situations that are making you feel unworthy. Is your first step, and then really asserting yourself in areas of your life, standing your ground. Doesn't mean getting triggered and toxic, right? This means responding instead of reacting to people's negativity and really, no, I see that you don't see what I see, and that's okay for us to disagree, but this is how it is. Okay. This is the way it is. And I really want you to get kind of like firm and more confident. Okay. In whatever it is that it's like, it's true in your core, your body, your soul knows it because you were built for whatever this is. And built to be able to see things that others weren't able to see right away. But that's because you're here to lead us, okay, and show us what you see. And there is a very intricate way of doing it. It does need to be done with confidence, not cockiness, by the way. And cockiness will come from you not really believing what you're saying. So confidence is going to come when you heal, walk away from anybody who is making you feel less than, heal, and then of course asserting yourself, and now being able to lead us with confidence and know that you believe what you're saying. Okay. I hope that makes sense for you. And I am going to let you go there. If you made it this far, don't forget to hit the like button. You can always comment below. And of course, share the content if you would like to. I love you, and I will see you guys very soon.